guys, welcome to another episode of Witchcraftin. I'm going to be your hostess here for today. We're kind of losing our designated days. We're just going to kind of upload more freely, which we kind of already been doing anyways, but we're kind of just stated that it's okay to do. As my other co-hostess have said, we are changing things up here on Witchcraftin. We are going to extend our topics to not just crafts, but also witchcraft in general and things of that nature. So, I was called to do this topic because of some of the activities I have been doing myself. And, yeah, I was just called to do it. So what we're going to be talking about is just like crafting, coloring, writing, and being in that, like, just that zone of where you let spirit and your inner self, your true self, not your ego self, your deeper self, dictate and create. I know if you watch a lot of Kellyanne's videos, I seem to talk about her all the time, but she talks about how she does automatic journaling, and I have started doing that. It's I don't do as extensive and long as some people do, as I hear her do. I will just typically get into a meditative state at the altar. I have a journal just for this. It sits with my BOS. Because my BOS, if you don't know, is full of just herbal knowledge and things of that nature. It's not where I write my journaling and experiences. I have a book separate for that, which, as I said, I keep with my BOS. And I will meditate, and typically that's when I get in tuned with not only myself, but I get in tuned with my goddess. And sometimes Bass comes forward and she delivers messages to me and I write them down. Or Isis has come to me, or sometimes I even get messages just from my inner self, myself that is my true self that sometimes we lose touch with. And sometimes these things I write down, I get them, but sometimes they come back and really have a big meaning. I was doing some journaling one night and writing, and Isis had said to me, "You will get everything you want. You just have to know what you want." And I wrote that down, and you just have to know what you want. And I wrote that down, and like a month later I read it and I knew exactly what she meant, and it really hit home. And I did a little doodad with that and piece of paper and went from there. And I've had that experience with a lot of my writings I've done in that type of state. You guys know I love my oven baked clay, and so I brought up one of my statues I have made, my goddess statue. I was called to make this because it's more of an Egyptian style image of the goddess, which I love my Egyptianness. And I've talked about on here how sometimes you just want to get the clay out and just play with it. You never know what you're going to make, and sometimes you might be surprised. I'm surprised how beautiful she turned out. Like, there's some like ego issues that I have. Like, I wish I could make things a little more balanced and smooth out, which I can definitely sand if I wanted to, but I'm honestly really happy and blessed and love the way she turned out. And I kind of do the same thing when I'm crafting with my clay. I get it out and I just kind of, I'll play some music, I'll have some tea, I'll light a candle, I'll have incense going depending where I'm at. If I'm in the kitchen or in my room, normally it's at the kitchen table, but I'll light a candle, I'll play some music, whatever I'm in the mood for. I have a witchy playlist on Spotify I listen to, or I'll play some music off of YouTube. Sometimes I'm even listening to a YouTuber, but most of the time it's music because I love my music, and I just get in this zone and I just let the creative flow happen, and then beautiful things come out of it, and it's so amazing. Like I said, I have her, I have my Willow Veer, I have beautiful clay pieces that excuse me, I'm absolutely in love with. Let me cough. And I can't believe how gorgeous and amazing they are. And I never thought I could create something like that. Another example, as it's peeking at me, is my wand. I have tried to craft myself a wand. I've tried buying me a wand or finding me a wand to buy, and I couldn't find anything I liked. And I randomly found a piece of pine that my father was trimming up the trees, and I brought it back to the apartment I was staying in. One night under I think it was the waxing moon, I just got a regular kitchen knife and started going away at it. It naturally smoothed itself out. I shaped it and I left some of the bark for like the handle, and I'm in love with this and do not see me ever owning another wand. And believe me, I've tried multiple times, but one, it wasn't my time, I don't think, to have one, and I hadn't found the right piece. And two, I never thought I could make something look like this. And this was just me and a natural, not natural, but a regular kitchen knife. It was no sanding, there was no like wood knives, you know what I mean? It was just what I had in my kitchen. And it was just letting ego go. That's something that really is where I catch myself when I don't like something after I've made it, is because ego came in and said, no, 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 I want to add more. I know there was a story when I was a kid that they talked about, and it was this little boy wanted to make his dad a heart out of construction paper, and he cuts it, and the one side's not bigger than the, or it's bigger than the other, so he cuts it again. Well, then the other side was bigger than the other, and he kept doing it, and then he just was left with this much paper. And I think like his dad walks in or something, and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, Dad, I wanted to make you this heart, and I couldn't get it perfect. And he goes, you know, it was perfect the way it was. It was the thought that counts, and the, you know, that type of stuff you put into it. But the point of the story is you keep trying to perfect something, you know, you belittle it, you're not always, you're kind of ruining it because you're being too critical. You're letting ego come in. It's not good enough. And you destroy what you're trying to make. And when you can keep yourself from doing that, I have found that I have made some amazing things that I'm very blessed with to use in my craft. Another thing I wanted to share with you guys is I got these for my birthday. It's a coloring book. I know you can get them at Kroger. My first one is from Kroger. I've seen them at Walmart, but this one is an affirmation coloring book, which I'll put a link to Amazon where I got them in the down bar. Here comes my son. And here's another one. It's another Notes from the Universe coloring book. But they're really cool. They have little mandalas in there. This one has like affirmations and stuff in it. And it's really nice, and you can color them. And I have found doing that not only is relaxing, but when I get in one of those creative flow energy like doodads, I find beautiful pieces made. There's this little square doodad right behind me. I made that for my birthday. Look at that. You've got the power. But I made that, and I was in love with the way I colored it when I was thinking, oh, I'm not going to do the colors right. Especially with mandalas, you have tons of little things to color. And I've noticed that sometimes when like something tells me, put blue here, and I'm like, no, blue ain't gonna look good, and I do it because, you know, I was told to, it turns out being amazing. It's just getting in that ego, releasing ego, getting in touch with your real inner self and listening to spirit and the energies around you. You really connect with the energies, and I feel like the energies get exposed, especially with coloring. It gets exposed into like whatever you're calling, drawing, or whatever. I've done that even with drawing. I'm not a drawer, but I've had a few things turn out amazing without meaning to or realizing it was going to happen. Hi, baby. Give me a second. Yeehaw! But I have had things drawn. I've drawn some things that I didn't think I could draw, and I think it was just the energy and getting letting the energy in my inner self just express itself. I feel like we have more talents than we realize. We just suppress them because of ego and fear of doing something wrong or messing it up. And give me a minute, go play pawpaw. Give me a second. But that I feel is what happens. You kind of get to express, and you have more talent than you realize because you're not being as judgmental. And it is nice when you can do it without being interrupted by a little one. Because you can kind of stay in that mind focus, keep it going, and let the energies be kind of expressed. So I'm going to put a link also in the down bar for my vision board for this year, because I did that the same way this year. I really zoned into it. Instead of going, I want to have this on it and this on it, I let the energy and my inner self decorate it, and it's my favorite board I've made in all the years I've made them. So I will put a link down there. I kind of took pictures of it just kind of evolving, and I just used papers that I had. My planner I showed in one of my videos and my personal channel. It had the previous year in the book, so I took it out and I used some of those cool decorative pages on my vision board, and I used some of these pages. I colored them and let the energy decide how to color them and how it wanted things to be. And I used my old almanac to add some witchy pictures that called to be on there. There was one, I have no idea why it's on there, but it screamed to be on there. So, you know, it's just creating with what you have. You don't have to go buy a whole bunch of stuff. You can just kind of grab what you have around you. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that and get someone else's perspectives. I would love to hear a story about it. I'm going to have to go because I have a little one who is demanding attention from me right now. So I'm going to go. So peace, love, and light. I hope you enjoyed this little video here, and make sure to check out my vision board and links below. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Peace, love, and light. Bye.